What percentage of Indians do you think are actually transacting online? Not the payment side to it, but the digital commerce side to it. It is less than 10%. It is about 6%, 5 to 6%. So 1.6 billion people, but only about 5 to 6% of those are transacting online. How many businesses do you think are actually online? Less than? Okay, so I have less than 15%. Any other numbers? The number is actually less than 1%. So if you really and truly look at it, the scope of it is really, really wide. Where do you think ONDC wants to go? Where do you think that ONDC will say, when do you think we are successful? When we reach 75% of India. That means that I want to be in a situation where I should be able to pick up a product or deliver a product across 75% of India. And how are we going to go ahead and do that? It is literally based on two simple principles: interoperability and unbundling. Is it possible that I can actually walk into a Standard Chartered bank abroad and say I'm going to swipe an ICICI credit card and say I want to pull out some cash? It is possible, right? How is that possible? That is because the two banks are interoperable. If it can happen in the finance sector and it can happen on email, why not for trade? Now, what do you think is ONDC? ONDC, by that nature, is interoperable and unbundled. Why are we doing this? And do we have a playbook? All of us are very, very used to that copy-paste model, right? Oh, it's happening somewhere in the world. Let me copy and paste it here. But please keep in mind, what we are doing here in India now has never, ever been done before. It was never even conceived of. Believe it or not, when we've been working on all these little things, whether we are talking about how do you do recon, right? How do I do settlements? How do I do issue and grievance management? It wasn't just a bunch of people sitting in the ONDC office and saying, yeah, let's do that. We've actually had people working in ONDC from different corporates and coming and saying, you know what? I actually want to do this because this is something that enthuses me. Organizations have sent us people. The large tech, they actually have given us people said, these people are on sabbatical from us. We will pay their salaries, but they'll work in your office to do whatever you need them to do. And we've been in these joint workshops where people are yelling at screens because we're trying to design out how would this work in a completely unbundled fashion. We've had sellers of products, we've had sellers of services, we've had bankers, we've had every type of organization set up working with us in the last 1 odd year. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with right now is something that was said during one of our sessions that we were working with, right? This one gentleman walks in and he's the MD and CEO of the company. And he said, you know what? You're looking at the scoring and badging side to it, and the scoring and the rating and all of those things. And he's like, I really want to be, this is really, really interesting. Can I stay for 30 minutes? Please, sir. 3 hours later, he comes up, I really have to go. Can I come back? I say, please, sir. So he says, as he stood up, he goes, guys, I just want to leave you with one thought. And I say, okay, please. He goes, if not us, then who? If not now, then when?